Hello and welcome to the lecture series on railways, harbour, tunneling and airport for the subject code 18CV645, module 2, session 2, stabilization of a track on poor soil. So in this session we are going to study about the stabilization of a poor soil with respect to different stabilization techniques has been concerned. First one is admixture of a different soil. Second one is provision of a sub drainage system, provision of a blanket, cement grouting, sand piling, concrete mats or a slab, then advanced methods like use of geosynthetics, and lastly the references. Moving on to the first method of stabilization, so that is admixture of a different soil. In order to have a desired constituent should be brought from the scattered borrow pit, and it has to be thoroughly mixed together, and during this process the spreading on a top of the bank before compaction, and it has to be rolled and it has to be graded. Say for example, if we are going to be having a uniform mixture of a silt, then we should have sand or some amount of a gravel to be mixed thoroughly, then it has to be laid, graded, and it has to be compacted. That is an idea, admixing with a different proportioning of a soil. So this proportion is going to be obtained by using any of the method, graphical method or a numerical method, depending upon the soil criteria and requirement of the soil according to the codes of practices. Moving on to the next method, that is a sand material should be mixed in case of clay. So as I had explained, because it is going to be reduces our plasticity of a soil and to provide internal friction. So that's what we need to mix the sand when it is going to be having a clay has been concerned, as it reduces plasticity and provides internal friction. The best material to be retained for filling a 0.7 to 1 meter of the bank at the top, and the practice should be to use is a sand or a gravel material, because as we know that it is going to be good in a drainage, good in having an internal friction, and it is going to have good stability. So other than clay or a silt, we are been preferring usually the sandy soil, or it is going to be with respect to the gravel has been concerned. Next is going to be the sub drainage. So this method is going to be useful in a specific type of a soil such as a sandy or a gravel. So underlying is going to be an impermeable one, then we are going to be having a sub drainage system. The trenches are so excavated in a longitudinal direction with a few meters behind the toes of formation. Also some cross trenches with an interval of 15 meters are going to be get connected to the longitudinal trenches. In these trench, porous pipes might be known as the wicks or wick drainages. Sometimes we are going to be called wick drainage, are laid to a certain fall with butt joint, and on its top any porous material like sand or a gravel, or sometimes we can wrap up with filters material like geosynthetics or a geofabric. In order to, or otherwise we can use loose of rubbles to be filled. So finally we are going to be get out with respect to leading to natural nala. So we are been showing in this image. So this is going to be the embankment of a railway lane, where it is going to be provided with ballast, sleeper and gauge networking. So below that one we are going to be put layers of a gravel or a sand. So that is going to be in an alternate method. Then we are going to be having a fine sand here. Then it is going to be a silt that is going to be called as a non-swelling layer in case it is not going to be seizing up. So that's what each of this below embankment should be provided in order to avoid the choke up or to avoid the settlement of the railway network. So we are been providing the sub drainage. So whatever the water it is been collected, so through the longitudinal what we say drains, say for example through the drains, the whatever the water it is going to be there, it needs to be drained out in longitudinal manner. Next method of stabilizing the soil is going to be provision of a blanket layer. So in which we are going to be called as a non-cohesive materials are going to be put in between the subgrade and the ballast. So that layer is going to be called as a blanket. This will improve the bearing capacity and also the drainage property of the system. Usually whatever the material we are going to be using the liquid limit should not be greater than 35 and plasticity index should not be greater than 15. Such materials we are going to be used as a blanket material. Next method of stabilizing the poor soil is going to be with respect to cement grouting. We can provide the mixing method, that is, suppose if you are going to be having available quarries, we can blend it, or otherwise we can drainage is a problem, so we can provide the sub drainage depending upon the intensity of groundwater level or the rainfall intensity. Suppose if we need to have the strength, and then we need to go for cement grouting if we are going to be having a weak soil has been concerned. So this will or this grouting method is going to be used to stabilize or to strengthen the entire subgrade. So that is in case such say for example, if the strength is going to be increased with respect to weak subgrade soil, and if you are having a heavy traffic, so the option is going to be with respect to cement grouting. The grout is usually consisting of a mixture of a cement and a sand with mixed to it is means mixed with water to make it as a slurry. So usually the ratio of this one is going to be 1:1 or 1:12. So this is going to be based according to our requirement. So after mixing this slurry, we are going to be pump or we are going to be grout this into the ground by using any of the two system of a grouting method. One is a pneumatic injection, another one is going to be hydraulic injection. In case of a pneumatic injection method, a 3 cm steel pipe with the point of hardened steel having a numerous hole at the end is going to be driven by the pneumatic hammer, and it is the grout is being injected through the rubber hose pipe and maintaining the pressure of 4.2 kg per centimeter square. That is with respect to pneumatic injection method has been concerned. So next is this pipe is going to be withdrawn in inclined direction. In case of hydraulic method of injection has been concerned, the hydraulic pump is going to be used to increase the pressure, where we are going to be having a lean mix. We can increase this slurry or a grouting to 1:32 of the cement grout what we are been using it. The injection points are going to be placed at 1.5 meter to 1.8 meter interval in a staggered position at both ends of the sleeper. Say for example, if it is going to be the sleeper has been concerned, so over which we are going to be, say for example, we are going to be altering the location and we are going to be staggering by keeping the distance between these two is going to be injection points is 1.5 to 1.8 meter in intervals. Next method of stabilizing the soil is sand piling. So in this method, a series of holes which is having a 300 mm diameter or 30 centimeter diameter holes are going to be driven with a steel instrument where that is going to be instrumented inside and outside of a rail up to a depth of 1.8 to 3 meter, and it is been filled with sharp and clean sand of the track. It is going to be resurfaced. So these holes are going to be driven vertically into the subgrade by using any auger or any driving tools. So the sand piles are so arranged that the total cross sectional area of the sand pile is going to be 20% of the total formation area. So this is how we are going to be using a 12 inch or 300 mm diameter sand piles are going to be driven. So on the either side of the track or the sleeper, we are going to be having each on piles on one side. So similarly at the middle, alternative sleepers are depending upon the intensity we are going to be improvising. So the piles are going to be driven and the clean sand is going to be poured inside, and then the tracks are going to be laid. So this is another method of improving the or stabilizing of the poor soil. Next is the concrete mat. For subgrade improvement, precast concrete mats or the slabs can be used in between the ballast section or top of the subgrade. Then this is going to be done by using as this load carrying capacity is going to be higher and distribution of load from the ballast to the formation is going to be taken care. Next is going to be advanced method of material, just like geosynthetics. Geotextiles, which are made up of polymers and have a unique property by allowing the filtration or allowing the water, but not the soil particle to pass through it. So hence we are going to be using as a filter material, and we can laid over below the subgrade or below the track. So depends upon the functionality of the geosynthetics and what method of treatment it is required for the track system. Depending upon that one, we are using geotextile to allow the water to drain off. Next is whenever we are going to be using a geotextile, not only work as a separator or a filter, but also helps in a drainaging of a water, and also it is going to be providing as a reinforcement. It increases the bearing capacity of the soil. A layer of a geotextile is normally laid on the direction below the ballast, or it is going to be sandwiched between the layers of a sand. Sand is used because to provide a good friction. In Indian Railway, geotextiles are going to be proposed to be sandwiched between 50 mm layer of a sand on the top and 25 mm layer of a sand below, so that the ballast does not going to be rest directly over the geotextile in order to avoid the tear and puncture of the geotextile. So this is how we are going to be used as geotextile or geosynthetics. So first one is going to be separator. Suppose if you are going to be separate the ballast, it is not going to be penetrate our subgrade, so that is going to be used as a separator. Suppose if you want to drain away the rainwater without allowing the finer particle or any other particle to flow over it over the subgrade, then it can be used as the filter. Suppose if you are going to be increase the capacity of a subgrade, we are going to be using as a reinforcement. So that is how geosynthetics, that is an advanced method or materials, we are going to be use it. So on the other side, we can see that the drainage of a water pocket, puncturing a hole through the pervious strata, and the hole is going to be punctured because as we know that, so this is going to be pervious, or if what to say, fissure rocks has been concerned. So this is an impervious rock, so we can drill a hole and water pocket can be removed, so that the excess pressure can be reduced. So this is another image. So we can see that whenever we are going to be introducing a geotextile on the top surface of the subgrade and the embankment, so this is not going to be provide any soil particle or a finer particle flowing from the top or from the bottom. So that's what it is going to be act like a fabric. It is going to be allowed. There is no what we say the puncturing of a ballast through the subgrade. So this is the end of this session. In this session we had learned the different methods of soil stabilization, like sand piling or admixture of a soiling, cement grouting, and what is the pressure or the methods of cement grouting has been concerned. Moving on to the advanced method like use of geosynthetics. So to prepare these sessions, we are refer the same standard textbook as mentioned in the syllabus along with the web reference. Thank you.